project0 in CS50. This site is a fictitious site to tell you all about Devon, which is an area in England where I'm currently living. So to start with, we have the home page. We have a hero section up here with an H1 title and a paragraph explaining the page. We have a section down here with some news items, and we have an events area with some listing of events that are coming up. We have below that a section with some fictitious testimonials, and below that we have a sign up form for the newsletter. The next page is a news page. Again, we have the hero section with an H1 title and paragraph. We have our lead news item here, and we have some cards with some other news items underneath. Next, we have the events section, which also starts with a hero with an H1 and a paragraph, and we have some bootstrap card components down here displaying some events that are happening. Lastly, we have an about page with a simple unordered list, and below that a simple bootstrap table with five facts that are about Devon. So underneath that we have a map of the UK with Devon marked in the southwest of England. So coming on to the code, so we have this custom navbar, which is has this background green on it. We have regular bootstrap for list items for the nav. Underneath that we have this custom hero, which has the H1 and the paragraph. Underneath that we have another row with Col medium 7 with some custom news items divs inside. Underneath that we have this custom testimonials, which is a flex item, a flex div, and with some items underneath. And lastly we have the bootstrap for form to sign up for the newsletter. So in the news page we have the hero again, we have the nav on top of that, we have some cards. We have custom class on this lead card, and we have custom width 49, which is 49% for the subsequent cards underneath the lead item. In the events we have, very similar to the news, we have some custom cards, which is a width 30, which is width 30%. In the about section we have the nav, and then we have the hero again, with a container with color span 12, and a simple unordered list, and a bootstrap for style table underneath that. And then we have another row with a text center paragraph with the image inside that, image fluid, and an H2 and a paragraph. So onto the styles now. We have a primary, which is for the main colour of the site, which colours the navbar and the buttons. We have this grey variable, which contains this light grey hex code here. Before that, I'm importing a font from Google, the Noto Sans. So we have this background green custom class, which sets the background colour to the primary, which is this green colour. And we have some nested elements inside that, making the A tags white, and also the brand. We have transition on the nav links, and a transparent border at bottom, so when you hover over them the border changes colour. Next we have the hero, which has with 100% background image, one size cover, no repeat. It's a flex item where we're aligning the items to the middle and also adding some text shadow. The events, which is the events hero on the events page, is extending the hero class, adding a different background and different colour and text shadow. The news section keeps the same text colour and text shadow, just changes the background image, and same for the about. The H1's got custom size 4rem and a media query at 768 pixels, reducing it down to 3rem. And now we have our button primary and badge primary. These use the primary background colour, which is the green, and also the border colour, which is the same. So these are overrides for the bootstrap button primary and badge primary classes. And we have a bootstrap assess function to darken the buttons when you hover over them. I have a custom class of underline, which is being used on this. Where is it being used? So that's currently not being used, but that's okay. We have our news items, which is being used here on the home page, setting some custom padding and margin for the H3 and the paragraph for the published states. We have the lead image, which is being used on the news, which is this lead image, which sets a max height on this section. We have the card date, which is being used here, which adds this light grey background, which is one of the SAS variables. Underneath that we have our testimonials section, which is a flex item with the content space between, which spreads them out nicely. The item by standard has a width of 49% and media query on mobile, which spans them to 100%. The quote, which is within the card, is italic, and before I'm adding a quote element in there, changing the font size. The attribution for the testimonial is text line rights. Flex row, which is a custom class, is displaying flex and space between. We have our custom classes for our cards now, which is width 30, which sets it to 30%. On mobile, they stretch out to 100%. Width 49 is 49%, and again on mobile, stretch out to 100%. And we have our footer, which is just a flex item with a paragraph with the margin padding removed. So to see the site on mobile, what we can do is, let's go back to the home page. These both reduce down to 12 columns, same for this section, and same for these testimonial cards, which are now flex width of 100%. Into the news. Again, these stretch down and a little bit further, and then go down to spanning the whole width of the div. Events, each card reduces down to 12 grid columns. The about page, again, this gets stretched down. Okay, thank you.